Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the eSports Report presented by the Xbox One, of course, the official console of Major League Gaming. Benson joined by the wonderful Max.
Hello, Ben.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad today. Not too bad today. We have a great show for you, checking out some of the games that you may have missed last week, taking a look as well at some of the highest performing players in Season 3 at the quarter, because you know, everyone's played a lot of games at this point, more so than I think a lot of people realize. Again, emphasis on only 22 games this season as opposed to previously 44. But without further ado, let's dive straight into what you guys may have missed on Friday, starting with Epsilon versus Denial. And in sports, Max, we always hear about streaks, impressive ones. The Undertaker from, WWE comes to mind as one of the greatest streaks to grace sporting entertainment history. But Epsilon's on a streak of their own right now.
Yep. 0-5 going into this match against Denial, Ben. And Game 1, Compound Hardpoint, simply they got ran over by the Wolfpack. They really couldn't hang with them in terms of respawn. Temp, Hook, and Slasher just too dominant. Hook and Slasher both dropped 40-plus kill, and Temp was right behind them with 39. So
it's pretty brutal.
Yeah,
map number 1 finishes 239 to 154. And you're kind of like, well, Epsilon need to bounce back in their search and destroys. Now, heading into that map number 2, how much faith did you really have in Epsilon in that game number 2?
I mean, at Season 3 relegation where they qualified, respawn was their strong suit. And S&D so far in Season 3, they looked up and down, especially against a series against Orbit. They ended up winning Game 5, or Game 2, Round 11, against a series against Orbit, and then losing the Round 11 on Game 5. It was just a very unfortunate turn of events for Epsilon. But in the Skyrise S&D, they actually take it to a Round 11. It was very close, all exchanging rounds back and forth, but really Nagafen was the star of the show here, Ben.
Yeah, 12-6 finishes with a plant as well. Fantastic performance from them. And it was an important map win for Epsilon, because you look at Epsilon in Round 11s, they're now 2-1. But more importantly, it kind of gave them a little bit of hope going up against Denial. And going up against Denial is not an easy task. We've seen how dominant they've been in the Pro League, so stealing the Search and Destroy was definitely key for them, and they do ultimately end up picking up this round. You see Swanee with the pick there on replays.
Yeah, and going back to that Orbit match, after they ended up winning Game 2, Round 11, Game 5 also Round 11, maybe Epsilon will clutch up again. I mean, Nagafen ended up double teammate,
right?
Yep, on Remy, which is really unfortunate. But as you see right there, they're able to get the 6-5 win on Game 2. But going into comeback uplink, Ben, back into respawn, you got to favor Denial here.
Yeah, you do somewhat, but Epsilon actually put out a rather impressive performance. You see them now currently in the final minute, down 13-7. Well, the comeback was almost made by Epsilon. Swanee is going to start the comeback as he's going to be drone carrier, dunks in for a 2-point play, reduces the deficit to 13-9, and watching this game live, 40 seconds left, down by 2 possessions. You need 4 points left. Potentially, Epsilon could do it. And then you see Royalty dashing down with that drone. He's going to jump in for another 2-point play. 30 seconds left, down by 2. This is more than possible right now, Max.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they were outscored 5-1 going into this last minute of the game. But as you saw, Swanee, Royalty get the 4 points within nearly 10 seconds of each other, make it 13-11, and they really almost get a second score there after the pass from Nagafen to Royalty on top blue. But they can't quite make it happen. The Slasher's going to reset your drone, and that's going to end up doing it for Game 3. Then I'll take that one and go up 2-1 in the series. It was just a little too late for Epsilon, Ben.
That was a really impressive play by Hook and Slasher at the end there, just to clutch up when they needed to in that game of uplink. And that takes us to a game number 4, Retreat Hardpoint. You think, okay, another respawn, it's over. Epsilon not going to go out like that. They managed to pick up that map 203 to 154, forces a Game 5. And that brings us to that conversation again about Game 5 Search and Destroys with Epsilon. It was a biolab, okay? Kind of had a little bit of faith in them. Maybe this is where they pick up that first win. And how big that would be against Denial, but sadly not able to do so. Denial comes through, picks up the map 6-3.
Yeah, very disappointing loss for Epsilon if you think about it. They're able to take one of the top slaying teams in Season 3 all the way to Game 5.
Right.
They just can't clutch it up. I mean, they're 0-4 now in Game 5 S&Ds, 0-6 overall in record in Season 3. Really unfortunate. I mean, the streak continues, like we said.
It does. It does. I mean, you look at it and you're just so... it's horrible to say. 0-6, that's like 0-12 in previous seasons. That has historically never been a worse start in Pro League history.
Right.
Which is pretty daunting. So they hold a record in that sense. We talk about records being made in Pro League. Well, they've managed to got one there. But the big question is, when are they going to pick up that first win?
I mean, they're in action tonight against FaZe. We'll get into that, previewing that match a little bit later. And we'll take a look at their next 5 matches after that as well. But, I mean, I know they have TK and TCM coming up in the next 5. Those are two matches that stand out to me as possible wins, mainly TK.
Because when you look at some of the teams Epsilon has lost to,
Right.
Some of them are the high caliber teams, and then there's the teams that in the 4th till I think it's like 9th position who have only played really the bottom caliber of teams. They haven't really played any of the top teams. So, we say it's pretty much troublesome for Epsilon, but if they managed to make a run, it would be one of the most impressive runs in Pro League history.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, we saw at UMG Dallas, they're a completely different team on LAN, getting 4th place.
It's insane.
Upsetting Opta Gaming in winners round 1. So this start is really shocking for this Epsilon squad. I mean, they have such good talent on the team. Swanee, Royalty, obviously coming out of nowhere for Season 3 relegation. So tough for Epsilon. Hopefully they can pick up, a win soon, because we don't want to see an 0-22 season out of Epsilon.
No, that's not what anyone wants to see, that's for sure. In action that evening as well was TK versus TCM. This game had a lot of people kind of talking about who they thought was going to win. I saw the stream chat was going crazy. Fans from both teams, of course, European fans coming over for TCM, trying to root for them. Having Ix and TP now as well on that squad, one of the best, if not the best duo in Call of Duty history, definitely adds to that fan support. Game 1, Biolab Hardpoint. TK comes out and just destroys TCM.
Yeah, TK end up winning 250 to 78. And as we see right here, they're going to be taking a look at this one first Blue Hill in the first rotation, Ben, and they absolutely just destroy them. They go 42 plus overall in slaying, but in this one hill, they absolutely dominate. Sharp goes like 27 and 13 with 13 caps and 6 defense. Now, first of all, like 27 kills in like just the Blue Hill itself is nuts.
He gets 27 kills in the Blue Hill?
I believe so, yes.
The early 20 to 30 point advantage we saw
no way.
Yeah,
that's impossible.
Evaporated. TK lead.
That's absolutely impossible. You're insane, Max.
I believe so.
No,
that's what JP from Contest says.
No, I think he means Sharp finishes the game 27 and 13 with 13 kills.
I can't see Sharp finishing with 27 kills in a Biolab hardpoint at all.
Yes, you can. The score was 250 to 78. That's a very quick game. Max, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Max is JP is wrong. He's a stats guy. We're watching Blue Hill now, and I can definitely clarify Sharp did not pick up 27 kills in that half.
That'd be nuts.
It would be insane. Anyway, this is TK's best performance in Hardpoint throughout Season 3. TK goes plus 42 in slaying. Finally, things clicking for the squad. We kind of looked at them and said, what's going wrong? We expect more from them, but it's good to see them pick things up.
Yeah, I mean, tough matchup against TCM, I think, in my opinion. TCM's a team that's been on the rise. Really, we saw them at UMG Dallas do very well, finishing 5th, beating Envy for that $2,000 Game 5. They look very good. S&D also was like a strong suit for them, going 8-0 overall. But, I mean, going into Game 2, Detroit S&D, they really couldn't pick it up there as well. They end up losing 6-3 to TK on that, going down 2-0 in the series, which is very shocking. But going into Parliament Uplink, one of our new game modes here in Season 3, TCM clutch up there. They go up 6-0. And then going into Hardpoint, they're able to right the ship a little bit and force a Game 5 with a 242 to 180.
They get a little bit of momentum from that Parliament game, and they managed to tie up the series at 2-2. And that sets up a recovery, search and destroy. Search and destroy has been arguably one of TK's better game types throughout the season. I mean, they haven't really been winning that many, but Search and Destroy has been among their favorable ones. This Game 5, Recovery, Search and Destroy, honestly, TK looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, they didn't drop an S&D, TCM that is, at Dallas going 8-0. It really carried them throughout the entire LAN, but they really just didn't look like the same team against TK. TK were able to win 5 straight rounds after going down 2-1. I mean, they dropped one more round, and then, like, honestly, their two newest additions, Neslo and Theory, who they picked up at the beginning of Season 3, were at the forefront of their strong S&D performance all series long. But in this game, Neslo goes 9-3 with 0 plants, 0 defense, and first bloods. But, I mean, Theory ends up going 6-5 with 2 plants and 3 first bloods. So, you know, Neslo doing the slaying, Theory doing a little bit of the dirty work.
I mean, we expected this TK team to be pretty dominant when it comes to Search and Destroy. They have that natural teamwork. They've always been a good Search and Destroy team. Ever since Black Ops 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's really what the team was kind of founded on.
Right. You know, just winning those Search and Destroys. Can we steal a respawn?
Right. And, you know, thinking back all to those Black Ops 2 finals against Complexity, whenever they stole, like, a respawn, you were like, okay, maybe this is the time.
Yeah, this could be the time TK wins.
But, I mean, time and time again, Complexity would clutch up, like, especially going from, you know, all the way through Black Ops 2, through Ghosts at Columbus and Philly. Just unfortunate for TK, but they're able to get the win here against TCM. Very big win, in my opinion, for them. They were 2-4 going into this match. You know, beating TCM. I think TCM is a stronger team than their record shows. Yeah. I believe we had them at 5th overall in the power rankings last week. So Strong win for TCM.
Yeah.
Or TK.
TK.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at TCM's online search and destroy struggles, though, because this is something which has started to stand out a little bit. Their record, 1-6. Average round difference, minus 2.57. The team KD in search and destroy is 0.8. The notable stat, though, this is where it's insane. Only winning 52% of rounds after drawing a first blood.
That's awful. That's not good at all.
That's very low.
It's the worst in the league. That's the worst first blood to round win ratio.
52%. You're getting first blood, and then you're saying, all right, well, now it's a coin flip. We're either going to win the round or we're going to lose the round. Not how they want to be playing search and destroy at all. That's definitely going to be something they're going to need to go over, especially considering how important S&D is in the season.
Agreed. And do you really think that's just like them still trying to get used to each other, or is that just this team doesn't work together in S&D?
I mean, could it potentially be difference in play styles? You know, you have 2 Europeans, 2 North Americans, especially 2 veteran North Americans who've been around playing it their way for a very long time. Jed and Moose, how's that adapting? Honestly, who knows? One thing's for sure, you look at all 4 players, individually great, fantastic players. But as a team, is it meshing? I mean, they had a great UMG, like you mentioned, but in the Pro League, things are definitely not clicking.
No, but I mean, that one series against OG, they're able to, you know, take the hard point off and make it really close.
Right.
Moose goes off in that one hard point. Then they end up losing the S&D. Then they throw away the uplink, right? If if they're able to iron out their S&D woes, potentially they're up 2-0.
I mean, no team in the Pro League should have 52% win ratio after drawing first blood.
Oh, not at all.
That's extremely low.
I would love to know what like FaZe and OG's ratio are after getting first blood.
Probably
I'm sure
much
it's
higher. Probably 70s,
like,
80s.
Yeah, I mean, to have like 52, only getting first blood, going up 4-3.
That is literally you're flipping a coin after you get first blood of whether you're going to win or lose a round.
Right, and that includes like getting plants. Like, you know, if you get first blood and plant the bomb and you only win half the rounds, like, not good.
That's not good at all. In action as well on Friday was Optic Nation as they went on against Orbit. One player who has been seemingly just impressing everyone has been Mochilla since being added to the Optic Nation squad. They've looked so good. He was initially added for respawn purposes, but it seems S&D has really been where he's thrived the most for the Optic Nation squad. Game 1, a retreat hardpoint. Optic Nation came out and just took over this map.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at the second rotation, the first hill of that rotation, because really that was the turning point of this Game 1. Owen is going to outscore Orbit 34-8 on this hill, and from right there, I mean, you know, that's a huge momentum swing in terms of the 26-point differential going into the second rotation. As you see right now, it's kind of not that close. I mean, it's a 30-point lead. I
mean, it's bearable. There's still 36 seconds left on the hard point, right? You don't expect anything crazy, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, Moch starts slaying, everyone else picking up kills, and Optic Nation pick up a lot of time.
Yeah, Moch goes absolutely off in this map. I mean, he drops 45 kills with a 1.5 KD.
Wow.
Very strong performance from Moch. Really, that strong AR presence that this ON team was missing.
Agreed.
In all of AW, really. I mean, letting go of Killa, a little bit of bad blood or, whatever between the players, and then just picking up Moch really has opened up the lanes for an aggressive SMG like Miracles to get in your face and drop those big numbers. And then, really starting, making sure you're a strong team starts with your BAL. If your BAL is not strong, you're going to struggle against big teams like OG and FaZe.
Yeah, of course. But Miracles, as you mentioned, played extremely well there as that aggressive sub. Mochilla, 45 kills, though. Phenomenal performance from him. So Optic Nation go 1-0 up in the series. Then we head over to a Skyrise Search and Destroy, where it looks even easier for Optic Nation. They cruise to a 6-2 win. This seems to be a very good map for them when it comes to Search and Destroy. I've seen them win it a fair few times now. Miracles finishes 10-4. Moch finishes 9-5. Combined for a 19-9 performance max. That's really, really good Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and Mochilla, honestly, we can't talk enough about him. I mean, he continues to lead in S&D KD overall in all of Season 3 with a 1.69. You see his kills per round. He gets at least a kill a round.
Every single that's impressive.
Huge.
And a first blood percentage of 16 too.
It's not bad. That's not a bad number at all. I mean,
a great number.
He's not really going to be your aggressive, try to get trade first blood and everything. So the fact that he's averaging 1 kill a round and then 60% of the time will be a first blood, really, really helping
this
ON
team. Almost a fifth
team.
of the time. That's impressive. It really is. He's playing Search and Destroy extremely well. And again, it's very weird because the kind of perceived effect of Moch was, it's just going to be respawn. It's just going to be respawn. You don't need to worry about them in S&D. But he really has propelled Optic Nation to just be one of the best Search and Destroy teams. Kind of that old school, you think of Optic Nation, you think being great at S&D. That's really the effect that Moch has actually had on this team.
Yes, and I mean, think of Mbos and Ricky, very two strong
talented players.
Two strong S&D players in general. I mean, they really got their start in S&D.
Right.
So, addition of Moch has been great overall. I mean, going into Game 3, though, they do drop that to Orbit 12-9. just a little bit unfortunate that Uplink quite can't close it out there. But Drift, Hardpoint, ON, they get back to form, and they end up taking it 250 to 123. I mean, we're going to take a look at, again, the second rotation, the second hill of this Drift Hardpoint, and Moch, again, goes absolutely off that.
Yeah, he's such an important factor. He drops another 40 bomb at 1.38 KD this time. Honestly, how much, in your opinion, Max, has Moch improved this team?
I mean, right now, they're 4-2 in the Pro League.
Okay.
Sitting in, I believe, 4th place.
The highest they've ever been?
Right. So, I mean, when you look at Season 1 and Season 2, they were consistently in the bottom 4. I believe in Season 1, they didn't even make it out of, like, 11th place. I believe that was the highest they ever got.
Wow.
So, they started 2-10, I believe, Season 2. So,
tough.
He's really been a huge addition for this team. I mean, in general, just, like, not even being, like, Moch like a Clayster or a formal type of bow player. He's just good enough to improve the overall team in general.
Right.
But, I mean, when you look at their matchups and their wins, they end up beating Rise. You know, Rise has been looking up and down.
And they're in 11th place.
Right.
They beat Epsilon, who's in 12th place. Then who else did they beat?
TK.
Okay.
Another team who's been in the bottom 4 pretty consistently so far in Season 3. I mean, you see here, they end up taking out Orbit. And then you look at their losses, they get swept 0-3 by Elevate. That wasn't pretty. That's a shocking loss. I mean, Elevate also a squad that's been making roster moves, but they look very strong with the new additions like TJ, absolutely dominant in Season 3. And then they lose Game 5 to Envy. Very close. I mean, they dropped that Solar Riot S&D 6-2 in that Game 5. So, I mean, I'll still give you your 4 wins, but I still want to see you, like, I want to see them against the Nile.
You want to see them try and take something from one of the top tier teams.
Right. I mean, you only play Elevate twice. I think that's a good gauge of, like, I would like to see them go up against them again. Because I feel like OG, FaZe, and Denial, it's kind of like, these are top 3 teams right now.
Yeah, those tiers, yeah.
Like, it's going to be really tough to beat those teams. Like, no one's beating OG. So teams like Elevate, teams like TCM, I think those are good gauges for how strong this team is. But as of right now, you're 4-2. I'll give it to you.
Take it.
You sit in 4th place. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Optic Nation definitely impressing. But I agree with you. Excited to see them play some higher caliber opposition when it comes to the season. But for now, Optic Nation off to a great start. The final game of the evening was Envious versus ISO. This one was a very simple game for Team Envious. It was a hot 3-0. Map number 1, Biolab Hardpoint. Envy sweeps that 250 to 145. Then going over to a Riot Search and Destroy. Envy wins that one 6-5. That does go to round 11. Bear that in mind. Map number 3, Parliament Uplink. Envy wins 9-6. And Parliament Uplink has been one of Envy's best game types throughout this season. It's been phenomenal watching Octane just take over that map.
Yeah, they're 4-0 on Parliament Uplink, just that one map itself, and they're 7-0 overall in Uplink.
Yeah, they haven't lost an Uplink game.
That's the only team in Pro League to be undefeated in a single game mode at all.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And the fact that they've played Parliament 4 times, one of our new maps, and they're so dominant on it, really scares you just for overall in Season 3 going forward.
Definitely.
To playoffs and championships as well. And then you take a look at your start of the series, Aqua, like you said, like a 1.26 overall KD. Hardpoint goes 35-28 with 8 caps and 4 defends. Great stat line there out of Aqua. And then Uplink, he goes 20-21 with 2 caps. Really, like, any points you can put up as your aggressive SMG are all notable. I mean, really, J-Cap's leading the way for this Envy team. In Uplinks, I believe he averages above a 3.
Wow.
Overall in Uplinks per game. Yeah, so doing very well, but yeah, like I said, simple 3-0 for Envious. ISO were playing with Lacefield. There were rumors that Parasite was going to play for them again that night after being released. Jack and I had covered that on the ESR. They were like,
how'd that go?
Using Parasite, yeah, they changed their mind like 20 minutes into up to their match. So, nice. Lacefield, interesting pickup for ISO. Tough loss for them. I mean, going in with like an uncertain roster, you're playing against a really strong team in Season 3.
Yeah, it sucks.
Kind of just a free loss. Just really unfortunate for ISO.
Definitely. For now, though, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, we're going to be taking a look at our quarterly Beyond the Scoreboard, who are really the top performers in Season 3.